विल रोबोटिक्स रूल मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री या वेबिनार मध्ये मी अक्षय तुमचं सगळ्यांचं स्वागत करतो. I welcome you all in a webinar titled Will Robotics Rule Manufacturing Industry, powered by Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham and Sakai Inspirators Network. So it's an interesting webinar, and I would like to tell all the participants who have joined the webinar that before signing off this webinar, we have a very interesting quiz for you, and it has a lot of gift hampers also. So before signing out from this Zoom link before the webinar ends, please do not forget to join our quiz. So let me also welcome our two guests, senior guests. First is Dr. KL Vasudev. Dr. KL Vasudev is an assistant professor. He is working as a mechanical engineering assistant professor at Amrita School of Engineering in Chennai. And our other guest is Ashish Patange. He's a software engineer. He has worked in Rheinmetall Defense in Germany, and is also the director of Honeydew Robotics. मी दोघांचं स्वागत करतो या वेबिनार मध्ये. आतिश पतंगेजी, स्वागत आहे आपलं. आपण वेबिनारच्या माध्यमातून आपण सगळ्या मुलांबरोबर एक छान संवाद साधणार आहोत आणि खूप चांगला विषय आहे, जेणेकरून रोबोटिक्स एक इंटरेस्टिंग विषय आहे. तर डेफिनेटली आपण चर्चा चालू करूया. So my first question for Dr. KL Vasudev would be, sir, how would you define as robotics as in a trending manner? So I mean, one of the very interesting topic is robotics. So how would you start this webinar?
Yeah, okay. So to answer your question, thank you very much first of all for inviting us, and thank you very much for being part of my panelist, Sir Atish Patange ji.
Namaskar. Thank you, Dr. Vasudev.
So okay, so can I share some slides or something so that I can better answer your question?
Of course, I'll ask my backend team to
thank you very much first of all
give you the mix.
Inviting us. Thank you very much for being part of my panelist, Sir Atish Patange. Namaskar. So okay, so can I share some slides or something so that I can better answer your question? Of course, I'll ask you. Is the screen shared? Is it visible?
Yes, Dr. Vasudev, we can see your screen.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Okay, let me start my presentation just by remembering our inspiration, Amma, Om Amriteshwarya Namaha. So these are some interesting facts about the university, Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. We stood #1 private university in India, and so on and so forth. Few rankings and frame systems where we stand right now. So, okay, I think this video will answer your question, Akshay ji. Let me, okay. So somehow the video is not playing. Okay, let me tell you the automation in seven plots. I will try to explain your query. So first thing is, depending upon the industry, if you see from 2019 to 2037, the next decade is going to be more on automation side. Everyone is going to invest more on automation side. If you see the transportation and storage industry, it is going to be a boom of 50% increase of automation application in transportation. Similarly, in manufacturing, if you see close to 50%, and wholesale and retail trade. Here in this plot, if you can see, the plot is at 2019 and in 2021. Even right now, we are already at the wedge of starting. So once it is the next decade, I think the automation is going to play a major role in the investment towards the industries and manufacturing. Similarly, if you see the need for us to upskill ourselves, the human labor who are working in the industries, if they need to upskill themselves, right now, if you are upskilling, your interest will be around 48%, your concentration will be on physical and manual upgradation of yourself, basic cognitive around 12%, higher cognitive around 17%, social and emotional balance around 12%, and technological improvements or upskilling yourself is around 12%. But in the next decade, what will happen because of this advent of this automation, the importance of physical and manual upgradation may be reduced to some extent, from maybe by 15% approximately. And basic cognitive also will be reduced to 10% because of the advent of this artificial intelligence and machine learning. So around 21% higher cognitive, you are supposed to increase your abilities or upskilling needs for the industry by around 5%. Social and emotional balance also will be on the higher side. Technologically, we have to be updating ourselves. That is also required by around 5%. It will be increasing and it stands around 20%. So why I am telling all these things is this: the advent of artificial intelligence and machine learning makes things like repetitive analysis of repetitive challenges which are coming across, right? If you see in manufacturing, the things are happening in a repetitive manner. Those things can be replaced by using some robots. That is the reason this automation is coming into picture in industries, especially in manufacturing industry. My third slide here is about depending upon how small the companies. Right now, what is the stand? Around 5% of the companies which is having less than 50% members working in manufacturing industries already invested in automation. To 5% companies already invested are done automation in all their processes. Around 20% it is doing most of their processes are automated. Around 65% they are still only adopted automation in only very few processes. Around 10% it is 10% companies with no automation process as of now, with workforce less than 50. If you see 50 to 100, then the trend is slightly different. And if it is 250 plus, then there are some processes definitely which are automated already in the present scenario. This is happening because the robots cost, as it is coming from 1990s, if you see till today, the reduction in the cost of developing these robots is helping us to automate the process and do all sorts of, and also a single robot can be easily reconfigured or reprogrammed so that it can be used for multiple tasks. All those things are allowing us and increasing in production quality. Hence, the robots are increasing. Because of that advent, the automation thing is adopted by the industries as well. So if you see country-wise, if you say Eastern Europe or Europe, it is about 58% already the companies are adopting automation. In United States, if you see, it is around 53%. And in Western Europe, if you see, it is around 45%. In Asia, it is around 30%. Japan, South Korea, if you see those countries, the automation or the advent of these robots already in the manufacturing industry, you can see that percentages here. So what is going to happen in the next decade is that the lower educated will be hard hit because it is a repetitive work.
Dr. Vasudev, I think your slides are not getting reflected. We can't see them. So.
Oh, is it?
So because we can still see only the title screen. So
only the first slide.
Dr. Yeah, genau. Only the first slide actually.
Okay. So I'm not able to. Okay. So is there any change now?
No.
I think it's okay. You can continue. Maybe if there is some technical issue.
I'm sharing the screen from my side. Okay. Is my audio and video clear? At least you can.
Yeah, we can see you as well as the audible is. You're audible also. Just we are unable to see your screen. Only the first page is visible for us, the title page.
Okay, so I don't know why.
It's okay. It's okay. You can continue.
Yes, it's perfectly okay. You may continue.
So, okay, so the next thing which I wanted to say is that the lower educated will be hard hit Why? Because usually the welding, pick and place jobs, kind of unloading, loading kinds of jobs will be replaced by robots in the next decade. That is true even in the Indian scenario. We are having very good examples of collaborative robots working with humans. Robots are working with humans in most of the industries. Even in Chennai, there are many places where we can find the collaborative robots coming into picture. So by next decade, by the end of next decade, it will be slightly on the negative side. But obviously automation, we have to encourage that. Why? Because even though we are worried about losing our jobs, we can upskill ourselves. We can upskill ourselves and we can train ourselves to match up, because the robots also needs to be created by the humans.
Correct.
So if you upskill ourselves by how to create, if you learn how to create robots and how to maintain them, that eases the difficulty or the upcoming tasks for these educated people, lower educated people. That is the whole point which I want to bring here. You don't need to get panic. Most of the times when we say automation and all, people say we are very reluctant because of the chance that we will lose our jobs and so on and so forth. So, but that is not the fact. We will also find job by creating the robots and maintaining them. So that is also needs to be done by humans, right? So if you see the adoption for every 10,000 manpower, right now, the situation for every 10,000 manpower in South Korea, approximately 700 machines are already there. Our robots are already there. In Singapore,
So
it is around 650. Germany,
mostly
around,
into automobile sector. Yeah.
Yeah, mostly in automobile sector, as well as in shipping industry,
Yes.
shipping industry. Yeah. So
So
Germany around 300, Japan around 300. For every 10,000 people, we are having 300 machines. So if you see the aggregate compound growth, annual growth rate of investments on robotics and automation in each and every industry, like military, industries, wholesale, retail, commercial, surgical, that is medical robot, and also entertainment. From 2000, if you see a growth rate of 8.1% annually is happening in military. The investments they are spending towards robots or automation. Worldwide, it is 8.1. Industrial side, it is 7.6. On commercial side, it is around 12%. And on entertainment and all business, it is around 18%. So it's a very huge number, 18% every year the industry is going to spend. Say that means this year, if they spend $100 million, next year they are going to spend 118 on personal and entertainment, cleaning, education, all in that direction. That is the essence of it. So if you see, even in India, it is also growing in all the industries like electrical, electronics, metal, machinery, precision engineering, optics, name the industry, everywhere the presence of automation and robots, even in India. Even in IT and BPO industries, obviously, yes, there is a reduction of manpower from in the past 5 years. If you see, there is a reduction of manpower by 1 million. Previously, it is, if it is in India, 3.38 millions, now it is only 2.9 millions who are working in IT and BPOs.
So Dr. Vasudev, I want to add one statement to support your argument. So you just talk about defense industry. So I worked here in defense industry. So I would say there is a lot of digitization happening in this sector. Yeah. So not only digitization, also to the robotics sector. Yeah. So a lot of old military platforms are now getting automated.
Yeah, that is exactly that's. Thank you for supporting me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is exactly the point. Worldwide, it is going to happen because of the advent of even for progression, right? How to progress, how to, in which direction we should move. All those things are going to come in parts and parcel with the automation.
Yeah,
correct.
So, okay, yeah, I will stop that here, or shall I continue to just guide the students who are there?
Yeah, what I'll do is, Dr. Vasudev, I'll come back to you. So meanwhile, I'll go towards Atish Patange. सर, तुमचं स्वागत आहे. खूप कमेंट्स येत आहेत आपल्याला. मराठीमध्ये तुम्ही काही सांगू शकता का? रोबोटिक्स खरं तर इट्स वन ऑफ द इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक्स फॉर एव्हरीबडी, अँड द पार्टिसिपंट्स हु आर विथ अस आर करंटली फ्रॉम द ऑल द कॉलेजियन्स बेसिकली. सो रोबोटिक्स बद्दल एक क्युरिओसिटी असते जाणून घेण्याची की नक्की रोबोटिक्स म्हणजे काय, आणि बेसिकली खूप वर्षांपासून ही टेक्नॉलॉजी पण इव्हॉल्व्ह होती. त्याबद्दल काय सांगाल?
ओके, नमस्कार, माझं नाव आतिश पतंगे. सुरुवातीला खास करून सकाळचा आणि अमृता युनिव्हर्सिटीचं धन्यवाद, मला बोलायचा चान्स मिळाला. मी गेली 11 वर्ष जर्मनीमध्ये काम करतोय. सो डॉक्टर वासुदेव, आय एम ट्राइंग टू स्पीक इन मराठी ऑल्सो.
नो प्रॉब्लेम सर, नो प्रॉब्लेम, प्लीज कॅरी ऑन.
सो मी मेनली डिफेन्स सेक्टर मध्ये काम करतो. जसं डॉक्टर वासुदेव म्हटले की डिफेन्स सेक्टर मध्ये खूप जास्त प्रमाणात रोबोटिक्स येते. जसं जुन्या काळी जे मिलिटरी हार्डवेअर असायचं ते मोस्टली मॅन्युअल असायचं. रॉकेट लॉन्चर झाले, शिपिंग झालं किंवा टँक्स झाले. पण आजकाल त्या प्रोसेसेस सुद्धा टोटली ऑटोमेट होत आहेत. म्हणजे सोल्जर घरात बसूनच, म्हणजे ऑफिसमध्ये बसूनच त्याच्या सगळ्या गोष्टी कंट्रोल करू शकतो. सो नॉट ओनली अबाउट डिफेन्स सेक्टर, फूड इंडस्ट्री झालं, फार्मा इंडस्ट्री झालं, IT सेक्टर झालं, सर्व्हिस बेस्ड इंडस्ट्री झालं, सगळ्याच सेक्टरमध्ये रोबोटिक्सचं प्रमाण वाढत चाललंय. त्याच्यामुळे आजच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना खूप जरुरी आहे की तुम्ही प्रोग्रामिंग वरती, रोबोटिक्स वरती फोकस करायला पाहिजे.
नक्कीच नक्कीच नक्कीच. तर आपल्याला खूप सारे क्वेश्चन्स पण येतात विद्यार्थ्यांकडनं की रोबोटिक्स मध्ये, आता आपला टॉपिक असा आहे की मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये येणाऱ्या काही काळात रोबोटिक्स अधिराज्य त्याच्यावर करेल का? पण मला सांगा सर की इव्हॉल्व कसं, जसं तुम्ही आता सांगितलं की ते बऱ्याच वर्षांपासून ते इव्हॉल्व होतंय, मात्र याच्यात जर आपल्याला करिअर करायचं असेल तर विद्यार्थ्यांना काय काय फील्ड उपलब्ध आहेत, किंवा रोबोटिक्स बद्दल त्यांना जर जाणून घ्यायचं असेल तर त्यांनी बेसिक कसं तयारी करू शकतील?
मला वाटतं तुम्हाला सगळ्यात बेसिक गोष्ट लागेल ती इंजिनिअरिंग डिग्री या सेक्टरमध्ये येण्यासाठी. नॉट ओनली इंजिनिअरिंग सेक्टर डिग्री, तुम्ही पॅरलल जशा दुसऱ्या स्ट्रीम्स आहेत, BSc, पण थोडंफार कम्प्युटरशी रिलेटेड तुम्हाला करणं जरुरी आहे.
ओके.
रोबोटिक्स हे असं सेक्टर झालंय की आजकाल दॅट वुड बी द बिगेस्ट एम्प्लॉयर. सो आज आपण पुण्यामध्ये असं पाहतो की प्रत्येकांना प्रोग्रामिंगचे जॉब्स पाहिजे असतात, बट दॅट टू मोस्टली इन टू द सर्व्हिस सेक्टर. कारण इंडियामध्ये सर्व्हिस सेक्टर स्ट्रॉंग आहे IT मध्ये, पण रोबोटिक्स अजून तेवढी मॅच्युअर फील्ड झालेली नाहीये, पण ती येते. पुढच्या 10 वर्षामध्ये रोबोटिक्स सेक्टर विल बी द बिगेस्ट एम्प्लॉयर ओव्हरऑल द वर्ल्ड. सो तुम्हाला पहिली गोष्ट जी करायची आहे ती कम्प्युटर सायन्स किंवा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स अँड टेलिकम्युनिकेशन, इन्स्ट्रुमेंटेशन अँड कंट्रोल किंवा कुठल्याही या फील्डमध्ये एंट्री करणं खूप जरुरी. मग ह्या फील्डमधून मग तुम्ही पुढच्या स्टेप्स रोबोटिक्सच्या साईडने घेऊ शकता. सो पहिली गोष्ट, प्रोग्रामिंग वरती खूप जास्त फोकस करा ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही इंजिनिअरिंग सेक्टरला चूज करता. टेक युअर प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज ॲज लाईक युअर मदर टंग लँग्वेज. जसं तुम्ही मराठी शिकतात तसं प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेज शिकणं खूप जरुरी झालंय आजच्या काळात. आणि तुम्ही जेवढे फ्लुएन्स असाल प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेजेस मध्ये किंवा ओव्हरऑल इंजिनिअरिंग सेक्टरमध्ये, तुमचे चान्सेस रोबोटिक्स मध्ये एंटर करायचे खूप वाढलेले असतील. कारण रोबोटिक्स ही थोडीफार अबस्ट्रॅक्ट फील्ड आहे, त्याला पेशन्स लागते. But if you have patience, if you are very good at technical skills, programming languages, then you will reach to your destination.
नक्कीच. म्हणजे आपण बघतोय की बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी आजकाल ज्या आहेत त्या ऑटोमेशनशी रिलेटेड आहेत. बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी ऑटोमेटेड पण होत आहेत. तर रोबोटिक्स याच्यात किती महत्वाचं ठरतं?
अक्षय, होतंय काय की कुठलीही प्रोसेस घे, जसं फूड इंडस्ट्रीच असतं, आपण सगळे आलू भुजिया किंवा चिप्स वगैरे खातो. सो द प्रोसेस इज फ्रॉम रॉ पोटॅटो अप टू द फिनिश प्रोडक्ट. सो त्याच्यामध्ये बऱ्याच काही प्रोसेसेस केल्या जाते. पूर्वी त्या सगळ्या प्रोसेसेस मॅन्युअली घडायच्या, ह्युमन लेबर लागायचं. पण आज ह्युमन लेबरची गरज नाहीये. त्या प्रोसेसेस तुम्ही छोट्या छोट्या मशीन्स त्यांना प्रोग्राम करून त्या प्रोसेसेस रिप्लेस करू शकता. म्हणजे तुम्ही अख्खी एक चेन ऑटोमेट केली. नॉट ओनली फूड इंडस्ट्री, मग फार्मा इंडस्ट्री झालं, मग बाकीच्या इंडस्ट्रीज. तर मग प्रत्येक जागी ऑटोमेशनला स्कोप आहे. कारण का आज कम्प्युटर चिप्स झाले, प्रोग्रामर्स अबंडन्स मध्ये, आणि बाकीच्या गोष्टी चिप झाल्यात, आणि लोकांचं ओव्हरऑल म्हणजे किंवा स्टुडंट्सचं झालं किंवा ओव्हरऑल ह्युमॅनिटीचं झालं, नॉलेज ग्रास्पिंग पॉवर वाढलेली. आज प्रत्येक जण, लहान मुलं सुद्धा कम्प्युटर व्हिडिओ गेम्स खेळतात. सो एव्हरीवन हॅज बिकम नॉलेजेबल इन टू दिस सेक्टर. सो त्याच्यामुळं आपण सगळेच ऑटोमेशन कडे चाललो.
नक्की, जसं आपण सर तुम्ही म्हणालात की ते पुढच्या 10 वर्षात पण आपल्याकडे येतंय, पण 10 वर्षात जे येईल ऑटोमेशन आहे, रोबोटिक्स आहे, पण असं एकंदरीत काही लोकांचा अजूनही गैरसमज आहे की ऑटोमेशनसाठी आपल्याला नेहमीच परदेशवारी करायला लागते किंवा भारतात त्याचं काही फार साधन नाहीये हे शिकण्यासाठी. असं काही आहे का? हे रुमर आहे का? हे कसं एक्सप्लेन कराल?
आहे, बऱ्यापैकी आहे. कारण सध्यापर्यंत तरी इंडियाचं मोस्टली जे IT सेक्टर आहे ते सर्व्हिस बेस्ड इंडस्ट्रीवर किंवा थोडंसं ई-कॉमर्स त्या प्लॅटफॉर्म्सवरती आहे. रोबोटिक्स सेक्टर अजून तेवढं मॅच्युअर झालेलं नाहीये, कारण ती इकोसिस्टमच नाहीये. जर्मनीमध्ये रोबोटिक्स सेक्टर स्ट्रॉंग का आहे? कारण इथलं ऑटोमोबाईल सेक्टर खूप स्ट्रॉंग आहे. मोस्टली जगामधल्या गाड्या इथं बनतात. मग त्या गाड्या बनवताना ज्या बिझनेस प्रोसेसेस लागतात, ज्या काही गोष्टी घडतात मधात, त्या प्रोसेसेस ऑटोमेट करण्यासाठी काय लागणार? रोबोट्स लागणार. त्याच्यासाठी मग रोबोटिक्सची एक इकोसिस्टम तयार झाली आहे, जी अजून इंडियामध्ये नाहीये. पण रोबोटिक्सलाच ऍज अ सर्व्हिस इंडस्ट्री घेऊन आपण इंडियामध्ये एक्सपांड करू शकतो आणि करतायत. म्हणजे गव्हर्नमेंट लेवलवरती जसं मोदीजी बरंच म्हणतायत की मेड इन इंडिया वगैरे. सो दे आर ऑलरेडी टेकिंग स्टेप्स टू बिल्ड दिस इकोसिस्टम इन इंडिया इटसेल्फ. पण विद्यार्थ्यांना काय करायचंय की निराश न होता किंवा आपल्याकडे काही दिसत नाहीये तसं नाहीये, ह्या गोष्टी येत आहेत आणि तुम्ही आतापासून प्रिपेअर करायला चालू करा त्या गोष्टी.
एक छान क्वेश्चन आपल्याला एक पार्टिसिपंट कडून की इजंट ऑटोमेशन हार्मफुल फॉर अस?
बिलकुल नाहीये. जसं डॉक्टर वासुदेव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड अबाउट इट. जुन्या काळी आपण भाले घेऊन मागे लागायचो जनावरांच्या पाठीमागे त्यांना मारायसाठी, नाही का? मग तुम्ही मे बी नंतर गन्सचा शोध लावला किंवा आजकाल तुम्ही कुक्कुट पालन करायला लागले, म्हणजे जनावरांना तुम्ही घरी घेऊन आले. मग याचा अर्थ तुमची प्रोग्रेस झाली, याचा अर्थ असा का की या प्रोग्रेसमुळे वॉज दॅट हार्मफुल दिस न्यू इन्व्हेन्शन्स? नाही. कुक्कुट पालन आलं त्याच्यामुळे आणखी जॉब्स वाढले. सो you overall uplift the humanity, you overall uplift your standards, and that create new opportunities and new jobs. So that's totally wrong. Automation will generate lots of jobs, but it will generate high skill jobs. Yeah, so you need to take yourself up to that standard to do these jobs.
Correct. So आपण आता परत डॉक्टर KL वासुदेव यांच्याकडे जाऊ.
Yeah, I just want to add one point to Atish sir. That is, see, automation, obviously, it is what we can automate. We can automate only things which are repetitive in nature, right? So there are n number of processes around us which requires this, which are in repetitive nature, including from fluid motion. The water moves inside the pipe. When you take inside a bucket of water, the same type of flow we can also see in rivers. So even that is to a very drastic area. If you see from bucket to a river, the comparison is very vast, but still there are patterns existing, right? So anything which is repetitive in nature can be automated. That is where we find we need to choose this automation series scenario, as sir said, that it is going to be very high skilled jobs which will be created. The low skilled jobs will be taken by the robots, but high skilled jobs, obviously there is a very big scope in that, where you need to upgrade ourselves.
Right. So we have got a question, Dr. KL Vasudev, for us, that how to start. I mean, if a particular individual is interested in robotics, but he is confused, these are the students of they are passed out from 12th standard. So how do they have to groom themselves?
Okay, for that, let me also share the this time, let me be successful in sharing it. I'll try to do that.
I think you will be this time.
Yeah, okay. I have noticed that. How about now? Are you able to?
Yeah.
So most of the participants, I think they are in the wedge of this transition, that from the school they are going for the higher education system, right?
Right.
And to address their query, as what you are asking, what about the career? So the student has to understand what is his liking and where he is going to spend the next 50,000 hours of his life. Right. That is where you choose your career. And the next 20 years, effective years of your life, where things happen for you. And based on the choice you make for this 4 years or 5 years, that spending this 50,000 hours or 20 years of your life will be decided, right? So that is what in a broader scenario, if you see, then also the training where you get for this 4 years also matters a lot. Considering that, if I need to say, is my slide changing?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So if in robotics, if you say so, the requirement of knowledge is from dynamic system modeling and analysis, hardware and software interfacing, computer programming, sensors and signal conditioning, actuators and power electronics, feedback control. As Atishji has already mentioned about programming, and because of that, because of the lost in translation, I understood that he was also talking about the same points.
So,
here,
Dr. Vasudev, I was talking about 3 main points. So, robot is made up of 3 parts. Yeah, sensors, control or programming, and actuators. Yeah, there is nothing more than that in the robot.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. I understood. I got the idea. That's why I just pulling it back. So the whole point here is it's a multidisciplinary. It is not it is not confined to any particular discipline. That this only computer science guys can do robots, or only mechanical engineers can create robots. It is nothing like that. If you have upskilled yourself with these existing 6 criteria or 6 knowledge bases, that feedback control, that how to control a robot arm. See, for example, when you take a robot, it has to take one object from one place and it has to move and it has to place it in another place, right? How to control that, if you are understanding, then how to communicate it to that. That is where the hardware and software interfacing comes into picture. You know what is the job to be done by the robot, and then you are understanding how we are going to communicate to the robot. Because we can speak English, humans can speak a language of common interest so that we can communicate. But with machines, it is not like that. We have to understand their language, right? So for there, you need to understand the computer programming, hardware and software interfacing. So it is it is coming from control engineering, which is a part of mechanical engineering. It is going back to computer science. Similarly, you see all the electronics parts. Computer is made of full of electronics. So it is also coming from ECE, communications. And so there is no need for you to confuse right now. To start your career in robotics, you can choose any particular domain, like in computer science, you can take a degree, or you can go for mechanical engineer, or you can go for electronics. Doesn't matter in which engineering field you are. If you are concentrating on these 6 knowledge bases, you will be a successful robotic engineer. Along with that, if you ask me, what is the role of a mechanical engineer in this particular scenario? Let me tell you, the design of robot structure, joint mechanisms, bearings, heat transfer. When a robot needs to move, it also creates some friction because of the presence of 2 surfaces, right? Because of that, the heat transfer goes on, and all those things will be decided and designed by the mechanical engineers, and also their maintenance. So being a mechanical engineer, I thought of introducing this slide here. Why? Because more fascinating for me being a mechanical engineer, how that happens in robotics.
That's the end part which comes into the robotics. Yeah. So actuators and effectors. So that belongs to the normally instrumentation and control guys or mechanical guys. No?
Okay. Correct. Exactly. So even for if you say the manipulators, right, the end effectors, which these things are holding. So if possible, let me try to run the video which I wanted, if you don't mind, Atishji and Akshayji.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
So there is a lot of information here, Dr. Vasudev.
Yes, sir. I try to put them slides so that it will be easy. So I think now the video is running.
Yeah.
So this is Bajaj automobile industry, right? In India, in Pune, especially. The thought of just putting this in slides, because how the engines of motorcycle be made using cobots. There are some robots which are helping the humans here.
Right.
You can see this is food industry, where you can see biscuits and pick and place things, usual routine things happening with the help of robots, loading and unloading, eggs hatching. Maybe sir, Atish might be interested here more because of BMW. And,
so I saw that KUKA robot. So I mainly played with KUKA robots, yeah, a lot. So you can see here the whole automobile chain is automated from chassis up to mating. So
Correct.
mate is the end stage of the automobile production line, where you put all the parts together on each other. So you see here a lot of robot arms which are taking the parts and putting them together.
Oh, wonderful.
So here now they are producing the engine. Here quality testing the engine. Painting. Now integration, infotainment system, and a lot of electronics. So normally these tasks are done by humans plus robots, because here you need a bit of precision.
Okay.
And that's like now final thing.
Yeah, thank you for allowing me to run this video. I think, yeah, so if you see, my videos are more inclined towards mechanical engineering things, because it is industrial robots which are fascinating for us. So being a mechanical engineer, you will have slight advantage in knowing how the automation happens in manufacturing sector. Only that is what I can say. But essentially, there is no restriction for you to choose your engineering branch to pursue a career in robotics. You don't need to be exactly a mechanical engineer. Even computer science engineering students, as well as electronics and communication students, will be having their role to play in robotics. It's a multidisciplinary. Right. It's not a
correct. So this is what the question I was coming to you, KL Vasudev, that many of our participants are asking that what is the criteria to join, how to start with. So what would be the preferred engineering field?
Preferred engineering field, if you ask me straight away, then I will say mechanical engineering is one. Electronics and communication is also one. You can choose. Computer language can be an added specialization, and artificial intelligence is going to be their part of mechanical engineering as well in the curriculum and in EC. So artificial engineering, and one more important thing is many of the universities, including Amrita, we are having this credit-based, choice-based credit system. So where only few are core courses which are mandatory for you to do it. Other than that, there will be some credits which are free for you to choose from the list of pool of professional electives and engineering electives, where you can choose courses from other branches to make yourself an interdisciplinary engineer. So being a mechanical and ECE, you will have slight advantage, because in robotics, majority will be coming based because of this manufacturing and industrial robots. I'm talking only about industrial robots. If you are talking about mobile robots, then the scenario will be changing completely. There we need to have the control over the vehicle is more important, because when it is moving, the dynamics are much more higher.
Right. So we have a very interesting question coming up for Dr. K.L. Vasudev to you, that what if the robots become superior over the humans? So do you have any short answer for this?
Let me show you this. This one, you're talking about this one? Center one? Okay, so I don't think so it is possible right now, because we can give a reinforcement learning for the robot that it can churn the information given to it. There are certain rules or laws of robots which we will be following while we are designing a robot. So
these are called Asimov's laws of robotics.
Exactly, that is what the point, where it says very clearly that a robot cannot replace a human in whatever manner, and it has to listen to the human unless that orders of the human is not going to affect another human being.
Correct.
In any way, the robot is not supposed to cause any harm to the humans.
Correct.
So it is the same way when you build a guns or tanks or whatever things, you build them in such a way that they do not harm yourself. Yeah. So you have always a design in your mind. So that's the human tendency. You build the things so that they do not harm yourselves, and you also build the cross checks inside it.
Yes. Yes, correct. So मला परत आपण आतिश जी तुमच्याकडे येऊया. एक क्वेश्चन आलाय आपल्याला पार्टिसिपंट्स कडनं की मेकॅट्रॉनिक्स आणि रोबोटिक्स मध्ये काही फरक आहे का?
नाही, दोन्ही फील्ड जवळपास सारख्याच आहेत, आणि मेकॅट्रॉनिक्स इज वन ऑफ द very good field for robotics, where you learn mechanics also, a kind of electronics also, and also a bit of programming languages. Yeah. So as Dr. Vasudev said, robotics is not a very specialized field. It's a multidisciplinary field. Yeah. So there comes a lot of fields together, and then you build a kind of machine which follows the laws of computer science, mechanics, instrumentation control, and everything. So mechatronics is also a kind of multidisciplinary field where comes a lot of fields together.
So आपल्याला अजून एक क्वेश्चन आहे की how do the AI robots work? तुम्ही काही याच्यावर सांगू शकाल?
Yes. So as Dr. Vasudev said, AI is a bit new field where there are 3 different techniques are used: reinforcement learning, supervised learning, and third is, I think, classification of the things using some statistical methods. AI दिवसेंदिवस मॅच्युअर होत चालली आहे, कारण कम्प्युटिंग कॉस्ट खूप कमी चालले आहेत, and we are collecting a lot of data. Yeah. So AI will come in next maybe 5 to 10 years. Yeah. When we will become a bit mature at the statistical and programming level, and how we implement all these things.
Okay. एक क्वेश्चन आपल्याला एक जनरल क्वेश्चन आलाय आतिशजी की रोबोटिक्स मध्ये करिअर संधी किती आहेत आणि भारतात त्याच्या किती संधी उपलब्ध आहेत? आणि अत्यंत महत्वाचा क्वेश्चन आहे असं म्हणायला.
येस, खूप महत्वाचा क्वेश्चन आहे तो. जसं त्यांनी आता बजाज ची प्रोडक्शन लाईन दाखवली आहे की दे आर युझिंग लॉट ऑफ रोबोट्स फॉर असेंब्ली. मे बी आता तेवढं मॅच्युअर सेक्टर नाहीये आपल्या इकडं, पुणे झालं किंवा चेन्नई झालं, बट नेक्स्ट 5 to 10 years इट विल बिकम अ मॅच्युअर सेक्टर. आणि आता जर तुम्ही 10वी 12वीला असाल तर तुम्ही त्या फील्डचा सिरियसली विचार करा, तुम्हाला प्रचंड जॉब भेटतील. इफ नॉट इन पुणे चेन्नई देन ऑल्सो आउटसाइड, कारण जर्मनीमध्ये आता बरीच लोक डायरेक्ट इंडियामधून हायर केली जात आहेत इंजिनियर्स, बिकॉज these peoples need human resource, and they are not able to find the enough human resource here. So तुम्ही जर चांगली इंजिनिअरिंग केली असेल इंडियामध्ये तर तुम्हाला ग्लोबलाइज्ड अपॉर्च्युनिटीज आहेत. सो या फील्डला तुम्ही खरंच सिरियसली विचार करा.
करेक्ट. तर खूप छान. इट वॉज अ व्हेरी नाईस अँड इंटरॅक्टिव्ह व्हेरी
Akshay,
yeah.
Allow me a question to be answered, that AI robots. No?
Sure.
If you don't mind, I just want to add some point to Atishji's to support his statement. Yes, artificial intelligence has supervised learning and unsupervised learning. They are just, we call in detail, if you go, it is back again into the statistical analysis, as Sir has said already.
Correct.
So artificial intelligence also limits our way right now, because it is also in the emerging field. Even though it is a lot of funding has started in 1970s and 80s, suddenly there is a stop. They call it as winter in AI. Okay. In 1980s, they stopped funding, considering that there is they are promising very much, but they are not producing anything. That happens because of lack of data. But over the period till now, there are 30 to 40 years, data has been collected enormously on each and every process happening across us. So right now we are in a position to implement and expect more outcomes coming out of artificial intelligence. And obviously that is going to be a very challenging and very interesting area in the future. Next 10 years, you are going to find artificially enabled intelligence-enabled robots. Artificial intelligence doesn't mean that it is created by man, right? So, it is within our limits. Each and every one of us have our own thinking limits. Likewise, when we create a robot, it will also have a limited intelligence transferred from us.
Correct.
Maybe because we use a database which is having a worldwide or many people's collection, there we can get much more better intelligence there. That's why we call it statically as artificial intelligence, because it is not only confined to a particular person here. Definitely. The data will be collected by different sources across, so that all adds, and as Atish just said, exactly, there is 3 different categories in which these will be classified.
Correct. So that was a very well said and very brief, the guidance which was given by both of you. And once again, I would like to thank you, Dr. KL Vasudev and Atish Patange. Tumi alat, and you encouraged our, you guided our students and the participants to, in a webinar that titled "Will Robotics Rule the Manufacturing Industry?" तर आपण असेच काही वेबिनार्स तुमच्यासाठी घेऊन येणारच आहोत. तोपर्यंत तुम्ही नक्की भेट द्या सकाळला. अमृता विश्व विद्यापीठम आणि सकाळ इन्स्पिरेटर नेटवर्क्स तर्फे हे वेबिनार आयोजित केलं आहे. पुढचा वेबिनार काय असेल हे आम्ही लवकरच तुमच्यापर्यंत घेऊन येऊ. दिस इज अक्षय सायनिंग ऑफ फॉर द डे. थँक्यू सो मच.
थँक्यू.
Thank you very much.